Ferrari's nightmare in China, a double disqualification, lost points and a desperate chase to close the gap to McLaren. But what really happened, and can the Scuderia bounce back in Japan? Ferrari is bringing some serious confidence to Suzuka after what's being called a major breakthrough in their simulator work. Will they finally unlock the potential of their SF25 car? Let's dive in and see what's really going on behind the scenes at Scuderia Ferrari. Before we start the video, please take the time to like the video and subscribe if you like our work. We're still a growing channel and we would appreciate it a lot. Thank you, and let's dive in to the video. It's been a rough start to the 2025 season for Ferrari. The Scuderia, which was expected to challenge for podiums and even race wins, has been hit with a series of setbacks. First, there was the controversy surrounding Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc's disqualifications in China. Leclerc's car was found to be underweight, and Hamilton, he was excluded from the classification for excessive wear on his skid blocks, an issue that has haunted him before. In fact, this was the second time in less than 2 years that Hamilton faced disqualification for excessive skid block wear. The first instance came at the 2023 United States Grand Prix, and this wasn't the only trouble Ferrari's had with setup this season. Back at the Australian Grand Prix, they were forced to make significant ride day adjustments after Leclerc had set the fastest time in FP2, only to see both drivers struggle in the race. But here's the good news. Ferrari's engineers have been hard at work, especially during the 2-week gap between the Chinese and Japanese Grand Prix, and from what we're hearing, their simulator work has been paying off. According to reports from La Gazzetta dello Sport, Ferrari has tested as many as 20 different setup configurations in the simulator since China, and the results? They're confident that they've found a solution to the SF25's early season woes. The key change for the Japanese GP will be Ferrari's approach to the car's suspension. After reverting to a pull rod front suspension layout for the first time in a decade, the team will now adjust the combination of suspension settings at both the front and rear axles. These tweaks are expected to unlock the true pace of the SF25 and could give Ferrari a much-needed boost this weekend in Suzuka. Ferrari is confident that there are no fundamental issues with their 2025 car design. The tweaks they've made should finally allow the SF25 to perform at the level everyone expects, especially before they introduce their first major upgrade of the season in Bahrain next weekend. Speaking of upgrades, Ferrari is already planning some big changes for the next few races. In Bahrain, we'll see an upgrade focused on the Coke bottle area, around the side pods and engine cover, as well as improvements to the base of the diffuser. And that's just the beginning. There's a more extensive package expected for the Miami Grand Prix in early May. This is a crucial moment for Ferrari. They know they need to get their setup right, especially since the SF25 has shown that it's extremely sensitive to ride height changes, with the car losing valuable downforce when it's not in the optimal window. But let's not forget about Ferrari's potential this season. Lewis Hamilton gave us a glimpse of the car's true pace in the Chinese Grand Prix sprint, where he converted pole position into a dominant victory by nearly 7 seconds. The Chinese Grand Prix ended in disaster for Ferrari. While Lewis Hamilton's sprint race win gave the team a brief moment of glory, the main event turned into a painful lesson. Obviously, whenever you make mistakes, you learn from them. But to have both cars disqualified, that was a big pain. It wasn't necessary. Everybody is playing with the limit and trying to be as close as possible to it, but to have both cars underneath beyond, it was a big pain, and at the end of the day, we didn't need that. It's been a very difficult first part of the season. The first 2 races were very difficult. The pace wasn't where we expected it to be. To lose more points than we already did through underperforming in Melbourne hurts the team a lot, said Leclerc in the pre-race press conference at Suzuka. Ferrari was pushing the limits to extract every bit of performance, but the risk didn't pay off. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen, ever the perfectionist, made sure to pick up extra rubber to keep his car safely within weight limits. Could Ferrari have avoided this? Perhaps, but the bigger issue isn't just regulations, it's raw pace. I'm confident that we'll learn from it, said Leclerc. Obviously, when events like this happen, we try to understand and analyze where it went wrong and change a little bit the process. It was a multitude of things adding up which meant the margin we had wasn't big enough. McLaren has been the surprise package of 2025, pulling ahead while Ferrari struggles to keep up. Leclerc admits the SF25 simply doesn't have enough performance right now. "It's as difficult as always. It's always tricky to extract maximum performance from a car," said Leclerc. "I don't think it's any more difficult in a season like this. It's just that the performance compared with McLaren specifically is just not good enough. So it's not about how hard it is to extract the maximum performance out of the car, it's just that there's not enough performance in the car for now. But little step by little step, I'm sure we can close that gap, starting from this weekend, hopefully." And then there's Lewis Hamilton, adjusting to life at Ferrari after years at Mercedes. While he's shown flashes of brilliance, including that sprint race victory, Hamilton admits he's still getting to grips with the SF25 setup. "I told you that I'm still learning about this car, so I still haven't tested every item that they have yet. Ultimately, I made the wrong decision on setup for the Saturday going into qualifying at the last race, which then I just had to live with for the race. If we had just left the car probably alone, or actually if the step that we did take had been an improvement, I think we could have qualified in the top 3, which would then have had a much different result most likely. But that wasn't the case, and it was really difficult to drive from the moment we went out in qualifying, and then it was the same balance on a Sunday, so we just had to persevere with it. I made the wrong decision on setup going into qualifying, and I just had to live with it for the race. If we'd gone in a different direction, I think we could have been in the top 3. Ferrari is still learning about its car. The sprint win in China was a glimpse of potential, but can they turn that into consistent race pace? With the Japanese Grand Prix just around the corner, Ferrari fans will be hoping for a turnaround. Can Ferrari recover? Will Hamilton find his rhythm, and can Leclerc challenge McLaren's dominance? The answers await in Suzuka. Stay tuned. Hit that like button if you want to see Ferrari bounce back, and subscribe for all the latest F1 updates.